All right, ladies and germs, I'm coming to you live from the Hotel California. As y'all all know, big blackout in my neck of the woods. Had to relocate the fam to warmer environments until a power company sorts out their situation with the trees and the branches and all of that. And just want to shoot the shit, pew, in reference to what I've been seeing has been going on. I've been a little bit preoccupied, but I have been keeping up with the news. I see that Joseph Parker has decided not to fight Philippe Hergovic. He's the latest guy. That's Michael Hunter, Luis Ortiz, Joseph Parker now. I think it's safe to say we can call Philippe Hergovic this division's boogeyman. I think I hold up. Was goody Spotlight? Was goody Johnny Blaze? Emma, Christopher, George was goody. You know what I mean? I was goody Bugsy. And yeah, man, you know what I mean? Ain't no other way to characterize that. I'm not trying to oversell you, Philippe Hergovic. I'm not going to tell you that he's better than what he is. I'm just saying there got to be a reason that all these other guys keep going the other direction when it's time to fight him. And we can't keep saying that it's a high risk, low reward when that's not the truth. That's not the situation. It is a high risk, but it's also a high reward because if you beat this guy, you get to fight the winner of Joshua versus Usyk 2 for 3 of the 4 world titles. So you can't even really say it's a high risk and a low reward. There is a reward, a big reward. You just got to make it past this guy. And what all of this communicates to me is these guys don't think they can beat him. They don't think they can make it past him. Now I'm going to open up the chat to the panel. You know what I'm saying? Had to get myself a new laptop because the old one conked out for some reason. And we gonna shoot shit in reference to these boxing talks. And yeah, man, Philippe is a boogeyman, yo. Ain't no other way to put it. Ain't no other way to explain it. All right, let me open up that to the chitty chat. Hergovic is a high risk. That's how I look at it. It's a high risk and a high reward because you know if you beat him, you get to fight the winner of Joshua versus Usyk too. So let's not act like there's nothing in it for the winner. There is something in it for the winner. You just got to make it past that guy. And what I see is that most of these cats, they must not think they can make it past them. I also heard the unfortunate news that Callum Johnson versus Joe Smith Jr., that's not going to be happening. That's very unfortunate because I don't think an opportunity like that one, quite like that one, is going to roll around again for Callum Johnson. It being that the Joe Smith Jr. fight was a more winnable fight than, say, a Dimitri Bivol fight or a rematch with Artur Beterbiev. It was a winnable enough situation that it's like, okay, you stand a better chance against Joe than you stand against these other guys. If they put you in there with these other guys, they just gonna beat you. But because Joe is flawed, because Joe is limited, he actually has a shot. He's a live animal in a race. Well, not anymore. Apparently, he contracted COVID-19, so he's out of the running. They're gonna find Joe a short notice opponent, and it's unfortunate because I was waiting for that fight. I was looking forward to that fight. I'm not saying that Callum Johnson would have won. I'm just saying that you could have given him decent odds in that fight. Can't lie. Let me see. They ain't. Look at ODH Twitter. Joe Smith versus Canelo. Now, no, I actually heard a very interesting rumor in reference to Canelo Alvarez. His next fight is going to be on Showtime. That's what I'm being told. Use your imagination as to who he'd fight on Showtime. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Joe Smith is that dude, though. People's champ. I mean, I dig it. I don't got nothing against Joe. I like Joe. I don't got nothing against Joe. I like Joe. But I'm saying that fighting Joe is a more winnable situation than fighting some of these other guys. That's what I think, bro. I heard on the grapevine. That it's Canelo Alvarez's next fight is gonna be on Showtime. That's what I've been told. Make of that what you will. I was goody Canelo Alvaroid. Who's that? Who's that?
Yo,
Who's that?
yo, what's going on?
Who is this?
First time on the pen.
Okay, go be weird by yourself, bro. I don't got I don't got time for these weird motherfuckers, man. Go be weird by yourself, bro. The fuck out of here. Like I said, I heard that Canelo. Yeah, like yo, these cats, like yo, dog, you a social reject, bro. That's what's coming across to me. Be a social reject by yourself, bro. Don't come over here trying to be fucking weird. Fuck out of here, B. That shit is wild. I have a choice. Like I'm talking to the dude. I'm like, "I was good. What's your name?" He don't want to say, Like yo, I don't got time for you to be fucking weird, B. Go be weird by yourself, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit. Shit is wild out here, B. Like motherfuckers is like, yo, be weird by yourself, bro. You know you a weird ass motherfucker in real life, so go be fucking weird by yourself, bro. Don't come over here. We talking boxing over here. Don't come over here trying to be fucking weird with me, bro. Be weird by yourself. Be weird to your girlfriend if you got one. Be weird to your family. Hey, we got my man Shelton in the building. Shelton, what's good, man? Yo, hold on. My son trying to get in the frame. Get out of the camera, man.
Oh my God, what's happening, man? How you doing, yo?
Chilling, man. It's fucking power company, man. I think your signal froze, bro. I think your signal froze.
It's this, bro. So, it's this shit, man.
Yo, your signal. Sawab, your signal coming in. I mean, I'm Shelton, your signal coming in and out like it's freezing. Sawab, what's good?
Hey,
How you doing?
Let me go out. I'm on the freeway right now. Let me go out.
All right, bet. Sawab, what's going on? Sawab, how you doing? You see that Callum Johnson, he's gonna miss out on the Joe Smith Jr. fight. What's your reaction to that news? All right, I'm not getting nothing from Sawab.
Let me fix my headphone. I'll be back. Just bear with me a second.
All right. Jesse Casada says, "Yo, Jay, you gotta come back to South California, LA. Fred putting Maul on blast and turning down Nello offer. Andre versus Bivol. Does that ever happen?" I'm gonna say this. Look, a lot of what's out there is common sense stuff. When Roberto Diaz and Oscar De La Hoya said that they offered Jamal that fight, I believed them 100%. And when they said that he turned it down, I believed it 100%. Why? Because we already saw him turn down Eddie Hearn's offer for $7 million to fight Demetrius Andrade. It's not a coincidence that you got two different promoters that's saying the same thing. The Golden Boy people said they offered you Canelo and your people turned it down. The Matchroom people saying that they offered you Andrade and you turned it down. It's not a coincidence, bro. And it's about time that they put them guys on blast because they the reason that American boxing is in the state that it's in. Did White take the 80-20 split? Not to my knowledge. I don't know what's going on with that. You want my honest opinion, I kind of gave up on that situation because I've been telling y'all, I don't see Tyson Fury fighting this dude, bro. Whatever's whatever, I do not see that fight happening. Whatever's whatever. Have you heard of Kosei Tanaka? Yeah, I know Kosei Tanaka. If yes, you can talk about the Japanese producing some talented fighters. Elder Kosei Tanaka, before the Kazuto Ioka fight, he was actually ranked on the Ring IQ pound for pound list. For those that don't know, he's a 3-division champion. He's a very talented boxer. He lost to Kazuto Ioka, but most people don't realize Kazuto Ioka is a talented motherfucker. He's a talented boxer, 4-division champion. He was in action at least 2 times last year. He is on the Ring IQ pound for pound list at this time. Didn't Charlo's own bro say he turned? This is what happened with that, WB. When they was going through their little family beef, and Jermel let the cat out of the bag. He was like, yo, I'm Jermel Charlo, not Jamal Charlo. I would never turn down a Canelo Alvarez fight. That's what he said in the video. And most people interpreted that as, oh, you telling on your brother. You saying that you Mel, not Maul, because Maul turned down the Canelo fight and you would have never turned down the Canelo fight. Even though, look, the writing is on the wall, B. Who the fuck is Jermall Charlo, and what has he done that anybody would need to duck him? Let's just be real about the shit. Shelton was good, man.
Am I better now, brother?
Sound a lot better, man. So first things first. It's a lot of subjects. It's a lot of stuff that I need to catch up on. I just heard the news that Callum Johnson, he got the Rona. He not gonna fight Joe. What's your reaction to that? I don't hear nothing. Not hear nothing. Julius, have you seen the back and forth between Rocky Fielding and Caleb Plant? Yo, listen, man. Caleb gonna go back and forth with a lot of people, but he ain't gonna fight Rocky Fielding, bro. Rocky over there in Dubai trying to fight in Dubai cards. Caleb Plant, in all likelihood, gonna keep doing what he been doing, and that's fighting PBC fighters. That's what he been doing. That's what he gonna keep doing. All right, Shelton, your mic working now, bro?
I'm here now. I'm in Compton, man. Compton got the worst Wi-Fi in the world.
I dig it.
Yo,
So,
Jay. How you doing, man? You surviving, yeah?
in the lap of luxury, surviving shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can hear a lot of feedback.
I heard that Callum got COVID. Is that right? Callum Smith got
That's
COVID?
what I just think. Yo, somebody got wow. Somebody mute your mics. Somebody got wow background noise. But yeah, I heard he caught the Rona. I heard he. All right, somebody mic situation is crazy. Hold on. Let me sort this out, man. Let me sort this out because somebody mic is crazy, man. I think that's you, Shelton. I think that's your mic, bro. I'm gonna take Shelton out. Let him sort that mic. Leo, what's good? How you doing? You just heard that Callum Johnson has caught the Rona. Not gonna fight Joe Smith Jr. What's your reaction to that news?
Fuck. What?
I know.
There is something they can do to save the date.
I mean, they're trying to find Joe a short notice opponent. But I was actually looking forward to that fight. I wanted to see Johnson versus Smith, so I'm disappointed.
Fuck. Yeah, I was hoping to see that fight. Johnson is a tough guy. Corona. Okay. Do you think it's Corona? It's not a.
¿Tú sabes lo que yo creo? Lo que yo creo es que they want to move on the better beef fight. Y esa pelea, that fight is a little bit, it's risky, you know what I mean? I feel like what Top Rank wants to do, and this is just me playing with ideas, but I feel like what Top Rank want to do, they want to make sure they could do Smith versus Better Beef. And the Johnson fight is kind of risky, that fight. It is kind of risky. But we don't got to jump to conclusions because at the end of the day, it could be exactly what they say it is. Maybe he caught the Rona and he can't fight.
Yeah. Bob Arum struck me like the kind of guy that could maybe do that. But I think if Joe Smith catches Corona, yeah, it's a dog to preserve himself for the better view fight. But
Exactly.
Johnson, I don't know if he's gonna do that to allow Joe Smith to go into better view fight fresh. I don't think so.
I mean, put it this way: if they get him a short notice opponent, and there's only so many guys you can conjure up on short notice that are capable fighters and capable boxers. There's only a couple of guys, and the only guys that are really going to take a fight like that are guys that are strapped for cash, guys that they really don't plan on winning because the fight was supposed to be, I think, like either next week or the week after that. So you can't plan on winning, taking this fight on a week or 2 weeks notice. That kind of preserves Joe for the Better Beef fight.
Yeah, but you see Bob Arum doing that, convincing Callum Johnson to drop the fight?
I mean, they could have sabotaged his test for all I know. Maybe Johnson is not in on the gag. Maybe they'll be like, yo, listen, we got your test and your shit is positive, bro. You can't fight. Yeah, I mean, it could be boxing is a dirty game, my guy.
Yeah.
It's a dirty. They might have looked at that shit like, yo, we know we flew him over here and all of that, but we not really feeling this fight right now, especially when we trying to get Joe to that better be fight. So we might have to fuck up your test, B. We might have to do that.
But if that was the original plan, why not just wait? Johnson is a mandatory.
No, he's not. He's a voluntary.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't make sense.
Look, like I said, it could be sabotage, or it could be exactly the way they say it is. Maybe the dude really caught the Rona on the way here.
It could be just Corona, Jay. Let me just comment. It could be just COVID. Let's just cut some slack. Not always do these conspiracy theories. No matter what it is what it is. Like they will complain about the Dillian White fight against Wallen. Because he's not injured, he's just ducking to fight Fury. And now look where Dillian White is currently right now with Tyson Fury. So you just never know.
Yeah, no, I agree, Sawab. I agree.
Is.
I agree, Sawab, that it doesn't have to be a conspiracy. It could be exactly what they said it is. Like, look, the dude caught the fucking Rona and he can't fight. It is what it is. Like, can't do nothing about that shit, bro. Now, one rumor that I have heard, whoever digging through their glove compartment, mute your mic.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
For real, like I hear potato chips and all of that.
It's me, guys. My bad.
Who I heard that I heard Canelo next fight is gonna be on Showtime, y'all. That's what I heard.
Oh,
It
yeah.
don't surprise me that Macabre
Easy
shit was
fighting.
getting messy. The
Benavidez.
I think Don King ruined that fight for Macabre. I think he fucked that fight up for him.
Well, this the shit, right? If it would have been a clear path to Macabre, then I think it would have happened. Because I've been saying it in the videos that like, yo, I really don't. Yo, who mic is wilding? If your mic is wilding, mute your mic. I've been feeling like, yo, I don't think that Macabre fight is going to happen because it feel like they kind of eased up off of that. And now what I'm hearing
at first.
No, I didn't think it was a stunt. I thought they was legit. But when that Machunu shit came into it, that's what I kind of think fucked it up.
Yeah, they weren't because they don't want to sit around and hoping that Macabre wins, and they know, and anybody else that should know that it ain't a guaranteed win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like, yo, to be honest, you were saying it right after the Plant fight happened that you believe Charlo gets to fight next year, and I'm like, yo, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Because Charlo, listen, bro, Charlo ain't shit. Like I don't know, like you know what I'm tired of doing
this whole year.
Eson, you know what I'm tired of doing? I'm tired of like acting like I don't know no better. Like, bro, Charlo ain't shit, bro, and neither is David Benavidez. Neither one of them two dudes is shit. Can we stop? Like, let's stop pretending. Yeah. The only thing that would make those guys good wins is because people talking shit. The fighters, just the fighter and his resume, man, your resume ain't shit. David Benavidez's resume ain't shit. And that's just the facts. Take the fanboys and take the narratives out of it. The only reason that I would even want to see Canelo versus Jamal is so that the fanboys will shut the fuck up. That's it. Because Jamal ain't shit.
For me, this is the time to face David Benavidez. I have the feeling that Canelo had some problem with David Benavidez. Maybe he saw something that he didn't like, but now is the time because David Benavidez is struggling every time he tries to make 168. Every time.
I want to welcome. First, let me welcome Coach Malachi to the panel. Leo, go ahead.
So, you make the fight at 168, and you get the close to make the fucking weight or lose millions of dollars. So he's gonna drain himself to try to make 168. It's gonna be a lot easier.
All right, now let me let the coach in on the conversation. Coach, I'm hearing a very spicy rumor that Canelo Alvarez's very next fight is gonna be on Showtime. It's a no-go for Macabre. That's the rumor that I'm hearing, right? Okay. Now, who do you think he fights, and what would be your reaction to those respective fights, either Jermall Charlo or David Benavidez? What do you think of those opponent options?
Showtime, so that's probably going to be PBC, right? More than likely.
More than likely.
PBC. So Jamal Charlo will have to move up. See, I don't take Jamal Charlo serious, to be honest with you, Jules, because he hasn't moved up yet.
Mm-hmm.
So until he officially moves up, I can't even talk about him fighting Jamal Charlo. He's a middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
But it would probably be David Benavidez. And if it's David Benavidez, since everyone says that Canelo's been ducking this guy, me personally, David Benavidez is a good fighter, but he hasn't really fought anybody, and he throws a lot of arm punches. He doesn't sit down on his punches, you know. But if it's David Benavidez, so be it. That'll clear it up. That'll stop these other guys from saying that Canelo's ducking David Benavidez because he's the one. And then if he beats him, when he beats him, or if he beats him, then it's going to be okay. Well, he still ain't fought Jamal Charlo, but Jamal Charlo's a middleweight, so it has to be David Benavidez. Has to be.
I'm gonna say this, and it's at the beginning of this year. I'm just sick of giving the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like just being a straight shooter. David Benavidez is not a better fight than Bivol. It's not. It's not a better fight than Joe Smith. It's not. It definitely ain't a better fight than Better Beef. It's not. I think Makabu is a better fight than Benavidez, because Benavidez, what the fuck have you done that I'm supposed to look at you at all in any light? What the fuck has he done? Anthony Durrell. That's it. Anthony Durrell. So because you beat Anthony Durrell, I'm like, nah, B. The only thing that makes that fight appealing to me is Canelo. If he beats this guy, the fanboys got to eat that. That's yet another narrative that dies, that falls by the wayside.
I want to see Canelo versus Charlo or Benavidez just to kill the narrative. I really want to see Charlo. I really want to see that fight.
At this point, I think I would rather see Benavidez fight. Yeah,
I think
rather than Charlo, I would rather see Benavidez fight.
See, my thing is this, right? I like competitive fights, right? So I know that 2B levels is more competitive than A and B. I know that's more competitive. So give me 2B level fighters.
Like
Who's 2B level fighters? Who's 2B level fighters? David Benavidez, Jermall Charlo. That's a good fight.
Yeah, damn good fight.
To be honest though, I think David wrecks him.
Probably.
No, but Jules, you hit the nail right on the head. This is another thing. We talk about Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, but these guys are on the same side of the street. They won't even fight each other. You know, Caleb Plant. Now I was hearing that Plant was gonna now entertain fighting Charlo. But it's just right now, dude. This PBC Witness Protection Program, these dudes ain't fighting each other. The guys who's supposed to be the guys who Canelo was ducking, they're not fighting each other. This is Jules. Jamal Charlo's been a champion since 2019. How many champions has he fought?
No, listen. He was a champion since 2018, bro. He been. Matter of fact, no, not for nothing. I'm trying to, because he's been there for years, bro. When he beat Highland, I think that was 2018 when he moved up to beat Highland, became interim. Then he got.
That was 2017.
No, matter of fact, you right. He been champion since 2019, but he's been at middleweight since roughly 2018, 2017. You right, because that's when he got the belt. But my thing is this: is that I just want to see good fights. So to me, a more attractive fight, in my opinion, is Charlo Benavidez instead of Canelo and any one of them, because y'all both B-level fighters. You're B-level, the both of you. Charlo's B-level, Benavidez is B-level. Let y'all fight so we can see who the A-level is. Do that. That's more intriguing to me. Neither one of them, to me, in my opinion, Charlo don't got the resume at middleweight that Dimitri Bivol or Joe Smith got. And Benavidez, he definitely ain't got it. You don't got the resume at super middleweight that Joe Smith have, or that Dimitri Bivol have, or even to a Better Beef. To me, if you want to know what fight I would want to see Canelo in, it would be like heavyweight fights. Them guys at 60 and 68, not about shit, bro.
I don't care about them dudes.
I don't care about them dudes, bro.
Nobody cares about them dudes.
The only real threats are at light heavyweight. And it's like, I'm not saying Canelo has to go to light heavyweight. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he needs to either, because he's already tested himself. But if you ask me, where the competitive fights are, 75.
75, bro. Easy. Even and motherfuckers was shitting on Makabu. Need I remind you that David Benavidez is a guy, when he putting punches together, he square up and give the guy both his shoulders. He did that to Ronald Gavril and got knocked on his fucking ass. And you want me to believe that he a boogeyman? Fuck out of here, B. Gavril dropped you. Imagine if a guy like Ronald Gavril knocked down Canelo, or a guy like Ronald Gavril knocked down Gennady Golovkin. We'll never hear the end of that shit. But he literally dropped David Benavidez, literally on his back pocket.
They will remind us of that every single day, but they will never bring it up for Benavidez.
Yeah.
They never bring up their flaws, but they always want to bring up Canelo's flaws, Crawford's flaws.
Can I
And
just add something to this? Let me just put my point in. Canelo beats every single one at 160, at 168. He already did. I think he should go to 175 or cruiserweight. I don't see why he has to waste time with Jamal Charlo and all these Benavidez. Why don't fight amongst each other, make yourself a name, and then Canelo can deal with them.
Listen, so I said the shit. I think I said the shit right after the Plant fight, right? Because and I'm not saying I told you or I knew. I'm saying that if he fights Charlo, right, it's because you trying to take it easy. Because Charlo ain't shit, bro. Like no, he ain't shit. Daniel Jacobs had a better middle rate resume than Jamal Charlo. That's facts. He beat Sergey first and gave him his first loss. He fought Gennady Golovkin. He fought Sergio Mora 2 times. He fucking beat Caleb Truax years ago. All right, like he had a resume.
He even fought Dmitry Bivol.
He fucking beat fucking Peter Quillen in 1 round, bro. One round.
Saunders has a way better resume.
And he fought Canelo
at middleweight.
So, I mean,
I see Canelo being undisputed at 175. I genuinely believe he can do. Canelo can do it. He can beat every single champion in.
But I'm gonna tell you what. But I'm gonna tell you what. And most people, I don't think most people agree with me on this. Everybody looking at, and I'm gonna go around the panel with this. I've asked this question before, but I want to get some fresh takes. In my opinion, Dmitry Bivol is the more frustrating fight than Joe and then Artur. I'm gonna go to the coach. Coach, who do you feel has a more frustrating style for Canelo Alvarez?
I mean, it's definitely Bivol. I'm gonna tell you why. Is because his footwork. He's a boxer. He's not going to be there to be hit like that. I mean, from a stylistic standpoint, it's going to be very difficult for Canelo. He's better to me. He's better than Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? I'm saying Bivol. So he understands range and distance. He can make it a very boring fight. Like literally, he can make it a very boring fight for Canelo.
Yes, Mark. Who do you feel is a more? Who do you feel possesses a more frustrating style for Canelo Alvarez?
Between who?
All the guys with belts at 175.
The most frustrating fight? Bivol. Bivol is the most frustrating for him. Just on eye, it's mostly eye, really. There is a bit of resume there, but on eye, he knows how to maintain his distance, like Coach said. He knows how to use his feet, both going forwards and backwards. But the thing is Canelo hasn't fought anybody who knows how to go backward whilst remaining fluid in combination. Bivol can do that. He hasn't done that since Lara, I think, was the last guy who could really do that. Not saying Bivol is Lara, but yeah, he possesses things that could make it awkward. And no, he's not a knockout puncher, but there's a reason dudes don't engage him. He has respectable pop. And he has good timing on that jab. He knows how to snap necks back with the jab. That's dangerous.
I'm going to go to JBN at light heavyweight. Out of all the guys that got belts, who do you feel possesses the most frustrating style for Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the panel. Definitely Bivol. He has respectable power. He knows distance. He has good footwork. So, yeah, I would say Bivol. He has the most frustrating fight. The more difficult and harder fight would be Beterbiev, but definitely the most frustrating would be Bivol.
And see, that's why I feel that my take is a hot take. I don't actually view Beterbiev as being as dangerous to Canelo as someone else, because I'm like, yo, dog, I know Beterbiev hit hard, and that's all well and good, but he not faster than Canelo. And Canelo not gonna be there to be hit like these guys. Canelo ain't Callum Johnson, bro. Let's be real. And he ain't Vosdick neither. He not upright with his torso all upright for you to hit him, bro. So I don't actually view that as the most difficult fight for Canelo at light heavyweight. I honestly believe the most difficult fight for Canelo is Dimitri Bivol. Not because of the power, but because of the movement. The movement and the jab.
I can agree with that. Yeah. Because what if better we can't even land something flush and hard enough to actually put down Canelo, because he has really good head movement. So you got to really
He
land
does.
something hard on him to knock him out. You know, you're not just gonna
Can't
pop
move
him.
your body though.
Can I say one thing
I'll
about
give
the
you an
Canelo?
analogy to that. Let me just add this. What I see with Bevo is going to be like a bullfighter, and Canelo is going to be the bull. That's the way I think the fight is going to go.
Yeah.
Canelo is just going to be hunting him, and I think Bevo just has to run and keep it long, because as he's a taller fighter, I believe. How many inches does he have on Canelo?
I mean, I think he has like maybe 3 in height. 3 in height.
He's 6 foot
Yeah, in
one.
Oh, yeah, then he's gonna
He's
have like
yeah,
4.
and
five
Then
Canelo
he's
is
gonna have
5'7",
5 inches.
yeah, yeah,
5'9".
yeah,
He's the same
exactly.
height as Caleb Plant. It would be the same height as Caleb Plant.
So he's
Caleb Plant is what, 6'1"? Yeah.
about 6'1", and I would say Bivol is more solid than Caleb, because I never thought Caleb was a durable guy to begin with. Like I never
Yo, that one
did.
punch,
Oh
that
yeah,
one punch
definitely.
Vivo ate from Joe Smith proved all I need to know.
I told y'all if that was Caleb at the end of that punch, that motherfucker would have turned into sand, like on
He
the
would have
benches.
died.
Sand, B. Motherfucker would have been instant sand, coffee
One
grind.
reason I think Bivol gives Canelo the most problems too is because like I've seen Bivol establish his distance control on much bigger guys than Canelo. He looks like a super middleweight next to most of the light heavyweights he fights when it comes to Bivol, and he keeps them on the outside, and he does have respectable power because there's a reason these dudes ain't just rushing them. And I'm like, yo, people keep saying this guy's feather fisted and he's born. I'm like, yo, watch his fights when the competition steps up. The Joe Smith fight wasn't really boring, I'll say that, and he almost took him
No,
out.
the Joe's not really. Look, the quote unquote boring fights is his
Have been the
last 2
recent fights because
fights.
he's
Yeah.
inactive.
The Craig
His last
Richards
fight was
fight.
pretty boring.
No, it was boring. I'm not even disagreeing, but it's like when they started calling Bivol boring was off of the layoff, and I'm like, bro, that dude has not fought in like damn near a year or 2 years or some crazy shit, so he gonna be rusty. The Salamov fight, low key, that was boring too. But I'm like, put him in there with somebody, and you're gonna see that same old Bivol from before. Just put him in there
I
with
tell people
somebody.
just go back to the joke. I'm like, yo, I hope he fights Zerto because I know it, yo.
Man,
I know
Zerto ain't
Zerto's
shit,
happening
bro.
that fight, and I can't wait.
Zerto ain't shit.
No,
Real.
I don't want that fight, but I feel like it's gonna happen.
Ese
because I
güey no
think
lo
Artur's
reconozco
gonna
yo.
fight Joe.
Ese tipo no sirve. I'm gonna go to the coach because I never got the coach's anecdotes on Zerto Ramirez. Talk to me about this guy, coach. Talk to me about this guy.
Oh man, don't talk to me about. Listen, my main man Shelton Moore. You probably been in your chat before.
Mm-hmm.
Shelton is he's high on Zerto. Zerto is a monster. According to my brother, you know, he was just basically saying that you know, Canelo, when Zerto was super middleweight, he didn't move up. As soon as Zerto exited the building, he decided to move up. so I say, Shelton, hold on now. So he ducked Charlo at middleweight, moved up in the nick of time in super middleweight because Zerto left, and at the same time, David Benavidez lost his belt on the scale or due to drug use. Okay, so it's just the perfect situation. But all jokes aside, I'm not high on Zerto, man. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I look at his resume. He ain't fought nobody. I mean, he's skilled. He's good, but maybe it's my naivety. But I'm just not high on him. You know, I saw like 7 or 8 of his fights. I'm not high on him yet. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you.
I'm gonna say this. I seen the Unieski Gonzalez fight, right? And I felt like, yo, that version of Sergey that fought Anthony Yard, he would fucking ice this dude, bro. That's how I felt watching that fight. Like, for all this bullshit that I keep hearing about Zerto, the version of Sergey Kovalev that fought Anthony Yard, He'd have fucking beat this dude, bro. Because how many times did Unieski Gonzalez hurt him in that fight? Like 3 fucking times he hurt him in that fight. And it took all
Three
that,
times.
like 3 times, and it took all that for you to put away Unieski Gonzalez, bro. You don't beat Dimitri Bivol, bro. And Zerto, and Artur knock you the fuck out.
He landed some shit on Unieski and he couldn't put him out. It took him a while.
Para mí, ese tipo pertenece en telenovela. He belongs in soap operas, bro. He looked like
Ese
a
güey es de
soap
Televisa.
en Univision con Kate
Telemundo,
del
güey.
Castillo, con Kate del Castillo y Lucero y todas esas mujeres. That's
No,
what
ese
he
güey
belongs.
no se merece estar al lado de Lucero, bro.
But real shit. Next subject, right? I heard that Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, I was gonna bring this one up. Let me go, Jay. Let me go.
Go ahead, Sawab.
So basically, Money Mayweather is looking to have another fight, so-called fight in Dubai against a billionaire's son named Money Kicks. So on top of a 7-star hotel.
Mm.
So on the helipad. So now you tell me what's going on. I think Money Mayweather is gonna be paid a good money, and he's gonna have a dive. He's gonna dive.
So
he's gonna dive into money out
you
of
a mind reader.
bankruptcy.
So Wab, you a mind
He's
reader.
diving out of bankruptcy,
Because
brother. He's
what-
gonna jump straight into the river from there.
Listen. Remember what he said after the Logan Paul fight? He said he wasn't going to do no more exhibitions. That's what he said. They asked him, yo, you going to do more of these shits? He's like, nah, I'm good. So for you to turn around and now you in another one, if you follow his social media, he's been doing a lot of advertisements for companies, car companies, NFTs over there in Dubai. I guess that kind of, for me, how I interpret it is you're abandoning the American market because you know you can't sell nothing here. The only way you sell something here is if you fucking fight somebody. And we know you don't want to do that. And I respect it because he's retired. You don't got nothing to prove to these young guys, but better still, you're not going to make no money over here with these poo-poo caca fights. Like, nah, bro, ain't nobody trying to pay to see another Logan Paul fight. So you go over there to Dubai, and now you trying to get that Dubai money. And I felt when I heard it, like, yo, this dude going to sell his O to one of these motherfuckers. If not that, he going to take a dive. Like Swab just said.
The Money Kick kid, the billionaire son, he just had one fight, charity fight or something. Not even a fight. I don't even know what it was. Just so since then he's hyped up. Daddy, please let me fight Mayweather for some money. Daddy, please give him 100 million. Let me knock him out. That's what happened. I'll make it happen, son.
Let me go to Eson. Eson, when you see Floyd is still doing this shit, just tell me what comes to your mind when you see that Floyd is still doing this shit.
It looks like a guy that just needs more money, like needs more money. Because if you made all the money he made and you made all these smart investments he's been talking about for the past 15, he's been talking about much more investments for the past like 10, 15 years. If you got all these smart investments, why are you doing jail commercials? Why are you fighting a YouTuber and you can't even pay him? Why are you going to Dubai now when you've been based in America your whole entire career? You never left Las Vegas. So it's like, to me, it looks like, okay, if I was in his shoes, what would make me do that? Because I spent my money up. Or like maybe he's not broke, but he's looking at it, or he got his financial advisor looking at it like, yo, bro, you need to do a fight. You need some money.
All right, I'm gonna go to Leo. I'm gonna go
watch it, but
no, I ain't pocket watching either. But motherfuckers can't help but notice the shit too. Like, it's not pocket watching when you hear him say, "I'm not going to do no more exhibitions," and not but a few months later, 6 or 7 months later, you doing an exhibition. Leo, what the hell is going on here?
I think this guy, he needs a catch, but despite all that, I think Floyd Mayweather is realizing right now that despite all his success, despite his image from being one of the best boxers of all time, in his words, he cannot sell anything besides that.
Alone, he can't though.
No,
he can't.
He cannot brand merchandise anything that he does at the point he can do the same kind of money or similar, well, compared to what he was doing in the ring.
Exactly.
So now he needs to fight. And remember one time a guy told me $1 million is a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and people are work hard, maybe for years, decades, to get that $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather is burning $1 million in a week,
Yes.
and
Maybe
you cannot,
faster.
maybe faster, and you cannot sustain that without really having a factory of money, um, and investment so profitable that it can sustain that kind of lifestyle that is troubling all of us. He cannot, so he has to fight. It's
All
not
right.
even because he has to.
I'm gonna go to Base. Base hasn't had the chance to say very much. Base, you heard what Floyd said after the Logan Paul fight. He wasn't gonna do this shit anymore. Here he is, not but 6-7 months later, he's doing it again. What does this communicate to you?
That he's a liar. That's the first thing it communicates. But ultimately, yeah, I don't. As someone else said, it may not necessarily be like broke to the standard that we understand, but he definitely got money problems because the money he ain't got. Whatever investments he claims he's got, it's not funding the lifestyle he can't stop himself from living. That's clear, and it seems like because realistically, he's not like a businessman in a traditional sense. He's not highly educated or whatever. He's got certain tools and attributes and skills that he's used throughout his whole life to make money, and that's what he still has to rely on now because other things ain't panning out. And I also think like you that Heyman is definitely squandered some of his money somewhere.
Oh yes, I firmly like even if I got to stand on that hill by myself, I firmly believe that Heyman did something to this guy's money. He did. That's kind of what I see. Now I got to ask the panel: have any of you bought a gel blaster?
I don't even know what that is.
I have. I
They
got
don't
one.
sell those
I
over
got
here.
one.
We've never
What
seen
is
them
that?
in the UK.
I got one.
Oh,
I
what
mean,
is it? Now I still don't know
That's
what it is.
What is
listen.
that,
That's
AJ?
that's some shit that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is selling now. Gel blasters. It shoots gel pellets out of some shit that look like
The
a
fuck is that shit
gasoline
for?
pump. I think that's to
Well,
lube
no,
up the
I mean, see,
strippers.
the thing is, I came up with a nice alternative. It's like I could use them for my body wash in the shower. You know that's it could come in handy that way.
I mean,
I think it's
bro,
really useful.
when I thought that when I seen that shit, I really thought that was so he could lubricate the strippers. That's what I
Yeah, I
thought it
mean,
was.
I'm thinking he's gonna come up with what is it? What else is he gonna come up with next? The TMT fucking vibrators.
I'm saying. I gotta ask Mark. Mark, have you bought a gel blaster yet, Surge?
Have I bought a what?
A gel blaster Surge, bro. The TMT edition.
Sounds like something you could get on Love Honey.
Bro, hey, look, that's what Floyd is selling. Topic of discussion right
Is it
now.
lube?
It's a gel blast. That's what I thought. I thought like he's shooting KY jelly at people. It gotta be for the strippers.
That's what it sounds like. I don't know what that is.
All right. Basically, the topic of discussion now is we know what Floyd Mayweather Jr. said after the Logan Paul fight. He said he wasn't going to do exhibition matches anymore. Yet here he is now, 6 or 7 months later, planning his next exhibition match. What does that communicate to you?
Nothing different from like the last 6 years.
Do you think he's going broke? Is the question.
I've been asked this question for the last decade. So, yes. Is that fair? I can't really elaborate too much on it. Like it's like the man has been going into these things where he's keeping his name and notoriety. He does certain things. He has little fights. He takes on these gimmies or whatever every once in a while. And people are like, is Floyd broke? Man, we knew he was broke when he was doing a commercial for Love Windows in the UK for double glazing. Okay?
where he's sat there reading off of a cue card saying, "Hi, this is Floyd Mayweather. Call," and he's squinting, and you know that this is being like said into his ear, like 1-2-1 for Love Windows, because you love Windows if you love Mayweather for all the weather at Love Windows. That's when we knew he was broke. Double glazed window commercials in the UK.
Floyd got a
Coach
twice to let us know that he's being held hostage.
Yeah, that was an Iranian hostage situation. Is what that was.
Yeah.
Coach,
Hey, Jules, check this out. I'm gonna break it down like this. Michael Jackson was the biggest celebrity ever on the planet that we know of in my generation. Mike went broke.
That's true.
What I mean by that is he was cash poor, asset rich. He had assets, but he was spending money so much. He was buying crazy shit. Neverland, monkeys, elephants, paintings for, $20 million. What happens is, and this guy grossed over $1 billion in his career, Michael Jackson. Mike Tyson burned through. It happens. You have some people who don't, you just hating, you just mad because you got money. You don't understand. Like, when a person have a certain lifestyle, if you're spending more money than what's coming in, and you're not getting the $250 million fight that you made with Conor McGregor, or $300 million with Pacquiao, whichever one went, that's not there anymore. So if you're spending a $2 million, $1 million a week, or $1 million a day lifestyle, and you got 10 million coming in a month, but you're spending 30 million a month or 20 million a month, right now your debt to income ratio is not there anymore, because you have it happens. It happens. And so if he's still fighting and doing stuff, that tells me that, hey, he needs his money. He needs the money to keep up with the lifestyle that's become very inexpensive. And then Floyd is the type of guy, he's very narcissistic. It's very important for everyone to believe that he still got it. I'm that guy. I'm that man. I am the money team. This is my aura. This is how I feed my ego. So it's very important for him how we feel about him, because he loves the limelight. He loves the camera. So I've seen this movie before. I saw it with Mike Tyson. I saw it with Michael Jackson. I saw it with MC Hammer. I saw this movie before. So that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna say this. I saw, and then I'm gonna pass it to Virtuoso. I saw 50 Cent. That's my daughter in the background yelling at her brother. Shut up. Shut up. I saw an interview with 50 Cent addressing Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s situation. And what he basically said is that because Floyd never showed any character, everything was money, money, money. The only reason that he was able to draw as much as he did was because people only wanted to see him lose. So that's not the kind of guy that has branding power. You don't go from being that guy to selling Kellogg's. You don't go from being that guy to selling, curtains or lampshades. You were only
unless you really need money.
No. In other words, you can't use him for a brand because you got off by making people not like you. You can't be the spokesperson for anything because people didn't like you. Virtuoso, what say you?
I'll say this. His flexing lifestyle, to me, can no longer be facilitated by whatever income is coming in. And I see a lot of that, and I figure, you know what, that's a lot. That shows me a sign of arrested development, because Floyd came from poverty, and so he never had that as a young guy. As he became a championship boxer at a young age, he got to have it. But as soon as more and more money coming in, it was more and more material wealth. And to me, putting all that stuff into material wealth, all that stuff, it's not going to come with you at the next life or the afterlife, unless you sell off the asset, and it's only going to lose value. Now I've heard recently that I think if you guys haven't been blocked by Smellerbee on Twitter, he retweeted Floyd, I think an article about that he holds I guess an investment in one of the buildings in New York, I think one Vanderbilt. And I guess that's a step in the right direction. But you got. Here's the thing, man. It's like he had an opportunity to me, like back in 2009. Remember the Fight Night round 4, that video game, and everybody was talking about, oh man, is Floyd gonna be in a video game? And he's like, he kind of like shrugged them off because like he didn't get his way as far as getting the cover or anything like that. He could have used his likeness for for the video game series, and it could have pushed the game forward, and more money. The money could have came in steadily, but instead he attached himself to these fucking obscure products that nobody's gonna fucking buy, like gel blasters
exactly.
Love Windows.
Let me add
Love
to
Windows,
that because
NFTs.
that's the perfect example, and that's why for me, all those little advertisements that he's been doing and what he is attaching his name to, that's why for me it communicates a problem, because you're the guy that didn't want to use Fight Night, use your likeness. That was a major franchise at the time, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah.
You didn't want to let them use your likeness so you could turn around and sell gel blasters and Love Windows.
And then there's this, his trouble off the ring, with Josie Harris, and that really put him in a bad limelight. He has a very like terrible track record as far as endorsement deals. You got to attach yourself to like brands like Gatorade or Nike, or
Brother,
Floyd.
can I just add, brother? Look, Mike Tyson went to jail for allegedly a rape case, and he made it, and he's one of the most likable person.
Yeah.
You can't use that as an excuse. Just Floyd Mayweather is just a dick of a person. Simple.
Yes.
Well, Floyd needs to go see the toad, though, right? Like Mike did. Mike went out into the forest and he started smoking the toad. Mike is enlightened now. Floyd still hasn't reached that. What Floyd needs to do is take my advice. Floyd, what you need to do is get your ass onto State Farm and get a coexisting deal over there, like doing promotion gigs, because you could do this. Because you could be like, if you don't want to go broke like I did, boom.
But no, look, he could be the Geico Lizard. Swap out Geico Lizard for Floyd. You can't tell a goddamn difference, all right?
Yeah, they're the same height.
This.
Bro, you could put Floyd next to Chris Paul and have Chris Paul be Shaq and Floyd be Chris Paul.
No, in all seriousness, all fuckery aside, what 50 said was actually, I feel like 50 hit the nail on the head that you can't really brand Floyd. Your brand was being hated. We don't want to attach someone that people hate to our brand. Like, no, bro. Like, people didn't like you when they watched you. It wasn't because they were exhilarated by you. Not most of them. Most of them watched because they wanted you to lose. You'll notice the difference between Canelo versus Floyd and Berto versus Floyd. Nobody gave Berto a chance, but there were people. They thought that Canelo was going to do it. There were people. They thought Cotto was going to do it.
Look, I'll put my hand up, right? I'll put my hand up. In my worst predictions video of all time, one of them is I picked Canelo to beat Floyd. I'm not proud of it, but people did. A lot of people did. They thought he'd be too big and strong.
Yep. So with that being said, without that air of intrigue, that spontaneity associated with a fight, you don't have a good brand, Floyd. You can't just come out here and fight anybody. I'm going to go as far as saying, I don't know if that Logan Paul fight really did 1 million pay-per-view buys. My gut tells me that it didn't, because I'm like, bro, 1 million people really wanted to see that? 1 million? Really? Come on.
I don't think it did 1 million.
That's too much. Can I get my take right quick?
If it
Go ahead,
did,
Jay. Go
why
ahead,
would he
Jay.
be holding his money?
Okay.
That's what I mean. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, so like, I mean, to me, like all this, like, his just recent behavior just reeks of just suspicion, and I think that, like, he's I mean, plus with this exhibition fight when he said he wasn't going to do anymore, it just screams desperation to me. I mean, like, this guy is just desperate to. I mean, not only does he need money, he's just desperate to hang on to the glory days. Because I see him doing this for a long time, if I'm being honest.
Well, it's,
I mean,
you know what the funny thing is, Jay?
20s. Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is, Jay? It has been a long time. The McGregor fight wasn't yesterday, bro.
No, it wasn't.
That shit wasn't. And that wasn't the only
What
one.
year was that? What fucking year was that?
Bro, that was 2018.
2017. August 2017.
August 2017. Over 4 years ago.
And he's
Holy
still
shit.
doing it. and he's still doing it. Remember. After the fucking McGregor fight, yo, I really thought this is it. Like, bro, the score he made from this fight, he don't never need to do nothing again. He comes back the following year with Tenshin Nasukawa.
When he thunderbolted Pikachu in Japan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of that shit goes to his cat.
And he still brought along Kenny Bayless. Like, come on, man.
Bro, you needed Kenny Bayless to referee that fucking fight.
Yo, that's crazy.
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Drew Knucklehead Sean calling BS on Oscar tweet of Oscar offering Cruz the fight. I don't know, B. I feel like Isaac Cruz for Ryan Garcia, who was not very busy in 2021. That's a high risk fight, bro.
It is. That's a tough fight, no matter how you slice it.
That's a high risk. Like he get hit one time and he'll turn into motherfucking sand.
It'd be like, I don't feel good, Oscar. Can I go home now?
I don't feel good, Mr. De La Hoya.
I want to go home.
I want to go home.
That's fucking sick.
Bro, that's a meme, bro.
My hand hurts and I'm sad about it.
That's a meme, bro.
I broke a nail. I'm sorry. It hurts.
Bro. Shout out to Boxing Antics. Turn that into a meme, B. I don't feel good, Mr. De La Hoya. Just got his face turning into pizza cheese, B. That's a fucking meme, bro. But look, real shit. In a nutshell, we're gonna now that we're gonna leave this Floyd Mayweather shit alone. I honestly believe he's broke. Or rich people broke, for lack of a better word.
I mean, Joe's like, when you watch the commercials, what's the budget on these commercials that he's shooting? I mean, it looks like he paid $10 for this shit.
Bro,
like,
motherfucker look like,
budget.
Bro, it looked like he recording that shit on a fucking Nokia phone. These ads that he doing, like, bro, did you record it? Like, you really got your man in the car dealership with your phone recording the shit? Come on.
First off, like if you want to sell a Gel Blaster, like you need to up the budget for the commercials, man. Then that shit needs to look like Frozen. Or like he.
If you want to sell them shits, he should have been shooting gel at some titties or something. That's all I'm gonna say.
Julius,
I'd have bought one after that. I'd ran to the store and be like,
Julius, I have a question.
Let me just add before Leo. Let me just button. Do you guys really think the billionaire can pay him enough money to take a dive?
Yes, because Floyd doesn't have a. Yo, look, I'm gonna say this. I think some people aren't gonna like it at first, but they're gonna have to agree. Floyd never exhibited character. His passion was always money, not being a man of the people, not being a people's champ. Not his shit was always money. So a guy like that, yeah, you could pay him enough to take a dive. You could pay him enough to lose his own. You could, because he got a price. He been telling us all this time he got a price.
Is Al Heyman gonna be involved again?
No. I mean, Jules, would you say that Floyd is a control freak?
Nah, I would say, you know what makes me sad? I think that Floyd was genuinely a generational talent, once in a lifetime kind of fighter. But I agree with Virtuoso on this, that there's arrested development there. For all this businessman talk, I don't see businessman, because everybody else that came from the same circumstances as you, they have graduated. Jay-Z is not out here spitting 16s to make ends meet no more. He not out here spitting verses and writing raps. He graduated from that shit. 50,
he ain't making money.
You don't see Michael Jordan coming back to do exhibitions.
You don't see Ludacris. You don't see Ludacris still coming out with albums. He got Fast and Furious money. Everybody graduated, but Floyd, B. And Floyd, if you think about just what was going on at the height of Floyd Mayweather's popularity and who his contemporaries were, not exclusive to boxing, guys like Jay, guys like Ludacris, guys like 50, that was his man. They all moved on to different hustles and better things. But you still putting on fights, quote unquote fights, I should say, but you still doing that? You ain't grow out of that shit yet? Why you ain't selling 50? I mean, why you ain't selling Floyd Mayweather vitamin water or some shit like that? You still doing the same shit from before. That tell me everything I need to know.
Do you think Canelo will surpass his wealth in a few years?
Yes,
I think so. I think so.
And the reason I think Canelo will surpass his wealth is because I'm gonna give you an example. Canelo Alvarez sold the Caleb Plant fight, not Caleb Plant. Canelo sold that fight, period, right?
Yep, I bought it because of him.
I bought it because of him. Whereas Floyd Mayweather was supposed to be Floyd Mayweather's swan song, the Berto fight. Who bought that shit? Who bought that shit?
We do like 400,000 buys. That's it.
It was like 300. I remember it was like 330 to 400,000. I'm like, that tells me that look, I was a Floyd Mayweather Jr. fan, and I'm still a fan of his boxing. That's not going to change. But the facts are what the facts are. A lot of the reason your pay-per-views did so well, it wasn't because of your fans. It really was because people fucking hate you. That's who was really buying the fight.
I'm sorry, the Berto fight sucked ass.
Yeah, that shit was whack,
It really,
bro.
really
Like,
did, man. I've never seen anybody look so bad against Floyd in my life.
Honestly, I feel like Canelo Plant was more marketable because it was undisputed, first time ever. Floyd and Berto was like, bro, it's Berto. Come on. Like even hardcores were like, bro, we know what this is. That's
okay.
Like why the fuck are you fighting this guy for?
But if you look at the situation, Canelo Alvarez endeared himself to the fight fans in a manner of speaking. He did, whereas Floyd, your aim literally was to make them hate you. So I mean, what? Yeah, like who really for real fuck with you like that? Who for real though? Like who fuck with you like that? It's only a couple of guys like me that like, well, I thought he could box real good. Like, say what you want about the outside shit, but the motherfucker could box. It ain't that many motherfuckers like me. It ain't that many motherfuckers like me that fuck with him. Most motherfuckers that bought the Canelo fight, who really bought Mayweather versus Canelo? Be real, B. Who really bought that fight? Who really bought Mayweather versus Cotto? Be real, man. So when you see that, you see why he can't brand himself, because people don't fuck with you like that, bro. Mike don't remember when he said that shit about I think he compared himself to Ali, and Mike Tyson reacted to shit.
That pissed him off. He got
was mad than a motherfucker off of that shit. Like, bro, don't mention yourself with Ali, bro. You was scared.
I think he's very delusional. I think he's very delusional. I mean,
he's very delusional when he's a scared little man.
That's what he said. He's great. He's supposed to be. He can't even take his kids to school by himself.
Walk his kids to school.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Willie Lynch. Willie says, I think that's why people love Mike Tyson. He's never changed. Floyd did. Mike's always been a killer. You know what people like about Mike? He has character flaws. He doesn't hide them, and he's honest. He going to tell you exactly how he feel, whether you want him to or not.
Do you know who's very similar? Charles Barkley, the basketball player.
That's true.
He did a whole heap load of stupid shit, spit on people, assaults, driving shit, drug charges, what you name it, you do it. Nowadays, he's like, yeah, I did that shit. I made mistakes.
Yeah.
Yo, it doesn't mean I'm not valid when I say shit, though. Like, he owns who he is, and that's what it's about. I'll be honest. Floyd's trying to make money nowadays by being different than how he was. It doesn't work like that. If you're going to be that guy, just, I don't know, find a commercial that everybody hates. Like, be the spokesman for the vaccine. All of the people who hated you as a fighter, all of the people who hated Floyd as a fighter, hate the vaccine. You go out there, don't support Kyrie, say, I'll jab you the fuck up. Just like we're doing to everyone else. Otherwise, you can't get a job.
That is fucking genius. You don't want to get jabbed by Floyd. Or, just use the jab as a punchline of some kind. But that actually works, yo, because it's true.
You know what Floyd should do? Floyd should do one of the commercials that Hagler and Hearns did about the tax. Pay your taxes. He really should do that commercial.
I mean, it's not a lot of commercials like that floating around. But I get what.
I don't know if you guys have heard of the Cars for Kids jingle. I heard a lot of people hate it, including myself. 1877 Cars for Kids. I can't fucking stand it. You should do that one.
It just sounds annoying.
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Pull Check. I appreciate you. Napoli says, damn, Callum Johnson got COVID. I was mad eager to see his fight with Joe next weekend. Yeah, he got COVID, bro. He out of the fight.
Fuck me.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck this shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I mean, look. If it was Joe that got the COVID shot, Sawab said it best. If it was Joe that got the COVID, then we could believe it's a conspiracy. But it's Callum that got it, so it's like, nah, bro. It's probably.
But didn't Callum have a pushback on the fight twice due to COVID?
Hey, maybe he real susceptible. I don't know.
Real susceptible? Come on, man. You're supposed to get antibodies from that shit. Nah, Fuck you. It's chickenpox, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. You lying.
Listen, man, them antibodies don't work, B. Them
Actually, to be fair, I'm not even upset. If the fight was 2 years ago, right? If the fight was 2 years ago, I'd be excited. Callum Johnson in his last fight looked washed. I mean, fucking washed.
But that shit is true, though. He looked like nobody really saying it, but he did look like shit in his last fight, though. Like he really did, though.
Craig Richards put his name in that had to take the fight on last minute notice. So
let's go. Go ahead. Go right ahead. Craig Richards, Joe Smith.
All right, let me read the super chat. Drew says Munguia is being matched like a prospect. I 100% agree. This is a guy who I think he has like over 30 going on 40 fucking fights, bro.
His
and
career is Zerto-esque.
My God. They nervous to match him with a guy like fucking Gabe Rosado.
Julius,
someone's in the background.
That's my thought. Yeah. Hold on. I got you. Yeah, I don't know why they walking in view of the camera. Like I don't understand that. She must want to get her ass whooped on camera. Anyway, yeah, because I tell them to stay out of the way of the camera, and they keep doing it.
Has McGee's opponent been announced yet? Or who's he fighting?
I mean, look, when it comes to Munguia, right? He's on a WBC route, and you could argue that maybe they're angling to get a Charlo fight, but we all know that fucking fight is not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. So.
He's messing with this fight, though.
You know who I heard Munguia's next fight is, right, Jay? Demetrius Ballard.
Yeah, that's who I heard. That's who I heard.
It's confirmed.
You almost got me hyped. You said Demetrius and then you said Ballard. And I'm
bro. Come on, like you really think they would put him in there with Andre, bro? You really think they would put him in there with Andre, bro?
Nah, I know, but like, damn.
Especially after Andre.
He's going on this bum Mexican route with the same thing that fucking Chavez went through early in his career and shit. Like, come on, man. Let's see some progression already.
I mean,
look, all I'm going to say is, and this is just my opinion, yeah? Just my opinion. Jaime Munguia has a win over a better Irish fighter than Andre does.
That's true. But did he really beat that Irish fighter, though?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I'm talking about Hennis Dogan.
No, I'm talking Spike O'Sullivan. He's better than
Okay. I'll take that because I thought you saw. Because did he really beat Dennis Hogan? Did he really?
No, he didn't.
All right. Now let me read the super chat. Sophia Aziev says, "Ring IQ panel giving Floyd Mayweather the business." I'm just being honest, dog. When you got a lot of paper, you're not gonna be doing them kind of commercials. If I'm being real. I don't see no multi-millionaire entrepreneur tycoon doing gel blaster commercials. I don't see that shit.
When's the last time y'all seen Michael Jordan doing a double glazing windows commercial?
Imagine that fucking shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Jordan don't even promote his own trainers anymore.
He don't have to. He don't
wear Jordans no more.
Bro, Jordan don't wear
Jordans. He's 30 plus.
Yo, bro, ain't that some real shit? Even Jay don't wear the J's no more, B. Who know what he wear, B? He probably wear anti-gravity boots. He don't wear J's no more, B.
Julius.
Yo.
Wait. I want to ask you about the report pay-per-view numbers we see almost every week of these events. Where those numbers came from?
Which numbers for which fight?
Okay, there is a legit way to verify the pay-per-view numbers.
And all right, let me break it down for you. Yes and no, but there is. Yes and no. It depends on who your sources are, to be honest with you. It does. It depends on who your sources are. And if you see Mike Kopinger tweeting a number, the rule of thumb you have... No. This is real shit because this is what I do. If you see Mike Kopinger tweeting a number, subtract 50,000 buys from that number because he's lying.
I don't do that. I actually divide. I divide by 6.
Divide by 6?
Yeah.
I take 16% off of that bitch, close to a fifth. Nearly every time. Because, like, let's say he says, okay, it's 360K. Okay, 300,000. If he says that it's like,
Listen,
that's what I
Mark,
divide it by 6, and then I take that 6 off.
listen, Mark, this the shit. Remember after Spence versus Porter, Mike Copinger, not but 2 days after that fight, this motherfucker said, yo, the pay-per-view's tracking at 360. A couple weeks later, right? Bill Wenger of Fox, he does
Yes.
an interview. The number in that article, you know what it was? 277,000. Not no motherfucking 350, 360. It was 277,000. And that's why my rule of thumb is whatever Mike tweets, subtract 50,000 buys from it, maybe even 60,000 buys from it, because he's
And you
lying.
might still be highballing on them.
Okay, Julius, but wait. Let's say Spence versus Porter really, what they really did with that fight was 50K.
Okay.
Let's say, for sake of the argument, 50K. And you can, Mike Oppenheimer says they make 300K. There is a way to check him about the
no. There's no way. Like, basically, if he has to exaggerate that much, there's no way to dispel his exaggeration other than common sense. That it's like, look, like, let's say Mike Copinger tweeted, yo, Ortiz versus Martin did 350,000 baht. Bro, don't nobody believe that shit. You crazy? Who 300 who? Not in this country. But that fight? Nah, you lying. But look, did you see any numbers from Mike in reference to Davis versus Cruz?
No.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, see, that's why I
Bet
thank
that
God
should
for
be like
they got for
20K.
people like Rick Glazer, because he's telling us the truth.
Look, and listen. Now wait a minute. Now I'm gonna say this about Rick. I don't swear by anything that anyone says, but I believe Rick's numbers. They make sense. I believe his numbers when he says, "Yo, this is what the shit did." Yeah, I believe it. It makes sense because I'm like, bro, when he said a long time ago when Gennady Golovkin had his pay-per-view debut, right, with David Lemieux. The reported number was 150,000 bahs, and I'm like, yo, did 150,000 people really pay to see him fight this Canadian with this bad haircut? No. You know what Rick said? Rick said the motherfucker did under 100,000. He said it did 97,000, and since then I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I could believe 97,000 hardcore boxing fans bought the fight. But 150,000, I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe 150,000 people in America even knew who David Lemieux was. So why the fuck would they buy that fight? It don't make sense.
Do you know what really sold me on Rick, right, with his pay-per-view, boys? I wasn't fully sold until the third Fury Wilder fight. Copinger was saying it was doing about 850, 860. Rick came out and said it was doing between 670 and 690. And he was bang on. He was bang on. Per Bob Arum, he was bang on. He had the exact numbers.
Well, listen. I think even though I think Rick is a little bit partial to Top Rank, Rick don't bullshit. Like, look, Rick don't bullshit about Leonard Ellerbe. Why Leonard was so mad at him? You gotta ask. You gotta have done something. You gotta have hit a nerve for Leonard to be mad at you, bro. You know what I mean? Once you know he blocked you, all right, you hit a nerve. So I'll say this much about Rick. I don't agree with everything he says, but I do like his numbers, and I do believe that his numbers are more accurate than anything you get from Mike Copinger. Now, let me read some super chats. What's good, Julius? Let me read some super chats. What's good, Julius and Pano in chat? Wish I could join, but I'm working. Appreciate your country. Deed says, so it's fraud broke weather now. It fuck around might be. Fuck around might be. Napoli says, Nonito Donaire said in a recent interview that he would love to fight. Yeah, I seen that. What do you guys think about that? Let's talk about that. What do you guys think about Nonito Donaire potentially dropping down to super flyweight? Let's start with Mark.
Okay, can I start out straight off the back controversial?
Okay.
Nonito's one of the biggest ped cheats in the sport. I love the cunt, but he is.
Whoa!
I don't care what nobody says.
But it's not legit.
Really?
No, I got look. He's among friends. Talk about it. Why do you believe that?
Give me 1 sec.
I know what he's gonna say, but I just want to make sure that I got it right.
Okay, so the reason I believe it is, as we know, he's VADA enlisted 365, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nonito Donaire, he hasn't failed the PEDS test, and he's able to go up and down in weights far beyond most people, and he's in his very, very late 30s. He's had a lot of wear and tear. He can go up to featherweight, come back down to bantamweight, perform like he's never missed a division. He has kept his relationship with the most controversial man in sports history when it comes to drugs. And that relationship has been going very strong for a long time. And that man just so happens to be the chief advisor for the drug testing of VADA, which Nonito is 365 enlisted in. And their chief advisor, Victor Conte, just so happens to be his main contact, which is part of the reason when Memo Heredia, also known for his drug issues in the past, just like Victor and Balco in general, that became very heated, and him saying how he isn't reformed or anything, and they wanted a different drug testing agency, but the Donairs were like VADA 365, blah, blah, blah. But that's because their guy is an advisor there. So he knows what they're testing for. Look at I got a couple of questions because see, I hear you and I don't disagree with you. I can definitely see how you arrived to that conclusion. But what I'm gonna say is, has Nonito really been fluctuating the last couple of years? Because near as I could tell, the last 3, 4, something like 5, he's been at Bantam and he stayed at Bantam. You know, how the fuck could he get down to 115, mate?
Well, I mean, he hasn't actually done that.
No, he was very close though. Don't forget when he fought that final with Naoya Inoue, he was actually very light on the scales, 116.9, I think it was.
You think he's on? So let's get this out there.
I think he's on weight cutters.
Okay. Now I got to go around the panel with the shit. This is juicy. No, fuck the shit. It's juicy. I like it. Drew, do you think that Nonito Donaire, having heard the conversation, is it possible that Nonito is on PEDS?
I mean, anything's possible, but it's all circumstantial evidence that's conjecture.
Drew, don't fucking play devil's advocate. Do you believe he's on the sauce or do you not believe he's on the sauce?
No, he's not on the sauce.
Ow! All right, we got contention. Virtuoso, is he on the sauce?
You know, but to quote Billy Joe Saunders, you like the juicy steak, huh? Nice and juicy. Yeah, I bet he likes that, but I don't know, man.
Come on, don't ride the fucking.
I need fucking evidence.
Okay. So then that means that you don't know.
Your point, Jules. No. He hasn't fluctuated at weight at all. He's been at the same weight for how many years?
Jay, don't bullshit me. Do you believe it or do you not believe it?
No. I mean, I honestly, it's funny that we're talking about it now because I did suspect because like, look what he's doing now at the age, and he's pushing 40. You know what I mean? Like how he's just so dominant, knocking everybody out. But until I see some proof where he fails the test, I don't think he is.
See, this is before I pass the base. This is my thing, right? I feel like Mark is onto something. I honestly do because, bro, you're not just gonna be fucking friends with Victor Conte and it don't mean nothing. That shit look weird as fuck. That's one thing, and the other side of that argument is bantamweight is a better weight for him. Compared to Feather, he a little ass man, bro. Like he not a big guy. The only real I don't see a difference in speed, and I don't see a difference in anything other than his punching power. That when he hit guys at bantam, he's still hurting guys. And what they say about power is the last thing to go. That's what I see. But other than that, I don't really see no shit that I'm like, is he on the sauce? I don't really see nothing.
Do you know what is weird though?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
He is the biggest bantamweight.
When he went to Feather, it was because he was just chasing checks, right?
I mean, that's my understanding. Shit, Nonito himself recently said that way back when he didn't even like boxing. He was just boxing for checks. That's literally what the motherfucker said.
That's true.
So I'm gonna go to base. Base is Nonito on the Worcestershire sauce.
I will say no. Don't get me wrong. The evidence that Mark provided is very, it is very. Sort
There's
of
zero
tantalizing.
evidence at all. It's just a complete opinion.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, but it's like it's very tantalizing to sort of get into. But then when you check it, I mean, if you look at someone like Kiko Martinez, I mean, he's boxed up as high as like lightweight, and then just won a title at featherweight. So some people just they can't bother to train, so they go up in weight, or because they're not training, not caring. But then when they start training, they can get back down to a weight that's more comfortable for them. And I just think that's him. And until something comes up otherwise, I can't discredit the guy. He's not a Pacquiao to me, unfortunately.
Yeah, because if you know what would do it for me, if his movements or his punches seem sharper. But I watched the Ubali fight maybe a week and a half just to see the shit, because I was looking for footage to use in the intro. And I'm watching him and I'm like, he doesn't look extraordinary outside of his power, because he's a strong puncher at bantamweight. He wasn't that at featherweight. So of course you getting your ass beat. Of course Axeman out here fucking you up, because you don't hit that hard at that weight. But at bantamweight, you a strong puncher, and that's what I see. He don't look super sharp. He don't look super fast, but he has experience and he has power. That's what I see. However, Mark raises a very good point. You're not just gonna be friends with Victor Conte, bro, and it don't mean nothing. Ain't nobody naive out here. Leo, what the fuck is going on here?
Okay. We need to stop this shit about Victor Conte and like, okay, you are working with Victor Conte, widely known drug cheater.
Yes.
Helping other guys drug cheat, and
Yes.
now is clean, quote unquote clean, doing business with Bada and with other fighters. That is pure cap. Bullshit. Bullshit. There is no way you are related with that dude if you are not trying to do something. Now, I'm gonna call this guy a drug cheat? No, because he doesn't pop dirty. But you're hella sus. Sus as fuck.
That is, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm 100% with Leo on this. I'm not gonna call Nonito a pet cheat, but I am suspicious. Isan, are you suspicious?
I'm suspicious of every athlete, for being real, because anybody can be cheating. You know what I mean? So it's not nothing like new for me. I'll say I don't think he's on this shit. But at the end of the day, there's always a chance anybody is. And the fact that he's cool with Victor Conte, I can understand what you guys are saying, basically. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I look at it, is like, I agree with you. He hasn't looked spectacular or like any different. And when he did go up in weight, it's because he wasn't training that hard. And, you know, he got battered by Walters, but he still managed to hurt Walters in that fight. But that was on the time when Nonito was fucking doing training camps over the phone with his trainers, having Rachel just train him. So it's like, I feel like it's like, if you really made me pick one, I say no, he's not a drug cheat. And I feel like there's more of an argument for him not being one. But of course, it's boxing, and boxing is a fucking dirty game, and life is just fucked in general. So I'm not gonna say this rule it out or anything like that.
Okay.
Wait.
I gotta ask Sawab. Sawab, is Mark on Peds?
Mark is on Peds, yes. He's always on steroids.
I fucking knew it. I knew it. I've been saying that he's on fucking Peds.
Okay, I got a question. Did y'all talk about Kiko versus
We haven't yet, but that is a very interesting.
Josh Warrington?
That's a very interesting situation.
Did someone say I'm on Peds?
We all said it, actually.
We all said it. You're
And
like
we-
Caleb Plant. You sided with Conti.
Yeah.
First of all, fuck Conte on Memo Heredia squad. Secondly, it's no secret I'm on Peds.
Well, we just wanted to make sure. We
Let
got
me just
Josh.
add-
Josh.
let me
Hold on,
just-
wait. Josh Warrington, Kiko Martinez, part 2 for the IBF title. Can Josh win this fight, Sawab?
Josh Warrington versus who?
He's fighting Kiko Martinez again, bro.
Versus who?
Kiko Martinez that just knocked out Kid Galahad.
Versus who?
Versus
Not interested, mate.
Hey, forget Memo Heredia. I'm Team Alex Ariza over here. That's how I go.
Yep.
Oh
Visa shakes
shit!
all the way.
Listen, man. Listen,
I'm
man.
Team Chris Benoit. Get the fuck
Hey,
out of
Josh
here.
Warrington, I got him. He's winning.
You. All right. So do you
decision.
think? So you think he can win this fight and become the IBF champion again?
Well, hopefully he. I think he. What's it called? He let go of it, didn't he? He vacated it.
Well, yeah. He did vacate it. They ordered him to fight Kid Galahad again. He didn't want to do that. He vacated the title. We know what happened. Lara came through, beat the fucking shit out of him. Then, I mean, I guess that kills the Lara fight, then, don't it?
Yeah. What happened to the third fight,
what
man? We were expecting the fourth fight to happen. Like, come on, man, get that finish off with them. People would love to see the fourth one.
All
What
right.
happened?
Anecdotal. No, Mark, I got a question for you. Let's say he beats Kiko on points. Does this right the wrong from the Lara fight?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, all right. All right,
No, we got
Virtuoso.
stopped. You can get revenge on the guy that stopped you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Virtuoso. If he can go 12 rounds with Kiko Martinez and not get knocked the fuck out, is he back, or do you still need to see the Lara fight?
I still need to see the Lara fight because, like, dude, it was the way it ended was fucking criminal.
That's
like,
true.
It ended on a fucking cut, and it's like nothing takes away the fact that he got knocked out, man.
That's true.
And he would listen, man. Lara started to land on him. He started to time his punches. He got his side. He got in his kitchen.
Yeah,
Started
that's
hurting
why
to
I
the body.
said Josh. I think Warrington versus who? I only want to hear Lara. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear anybody else.
Jay, I got a question. Is Drew on Peds?
Yeah, I think he is for sure.
I've always been suspicious too. I've been suspicious.
I'm telling you, I got Team Alex
He's
Ariza.
under
He do
marijuana.
everything by the book.
All right, second question, Jay. Second question. If Josh manages to go 12 rounds with Kiko and he don't get knocked the fuck out, remember what Kiko just did to Kid Galahad. Don't forget that. If he could go 12 with Kiko, not get knocked out and win on points, do you feel like he's all the way back or nah?
Not till he beats Lara. He needs to give him a third fight and run that shit back.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I mean, honestly, if he played his card, if he won that fight, he give Lara a shot at the title.
I mean,
you know, he's probably not going to do that though. I mean, like,
of course he's not gonna fucking do that. That's why I gotta ask.
No. But you owe that man a third. You owe the man a third fight. You need to square that away. You know what I mean? You need to fix that.
Base is Isan on Peds.
I can't speak in good faith about Eson's activities outside of the country.
Listen. If I
The Zone got a nice little lineup coming with that fight, and then Choco in March, and
they do.
They do.
Yeah, the co-main is Smith and Vargas, right?
So fellas, we're 5 days away from this purse bid. What's gonna happen, Jules?
You talking about the Andre? Wait, you talking about the Andre? He's gonna vacate, bro.
And the Fury one too. 5 days.
Bro, that shit. Listen, man. Look. Let me say this before I pass it to Base, because I still got to give Base's answer. Regardless of whatever, Fury is not gonna fight Dillian, bro. So whatever scenario is associated with that, that's the scenario. Because they not gonna fight, bro. They not. I believe he would vacate that title before he fight Dillian. That's what I believe. So whatever results in the fight not happening, that's what I'm going with. And if that means Fury vacates the title, okay, then that's what that means. Because I don't believe they're going to fight. I never have. Now,
if that happens, they're not going to upgrade Dillian to champion. I got a feeling they're not.
Bro, maybe they order White versus Wilder just to tie him up, knowing that Wilder won't take the fight. I don't know.
That's funny as fuck.
I don't know. But what I will say is I've always thought Leo was on Peds. That's just me.
Leo's on them Floyd power pellet.
Are you talking
If
about
Josh Warrington, I'm talking about you, Leo. You on Peds.
You need to ask Base the question.
Okay, now, Base, if Josh Warrington goes 12 rounds with Kiko Martinez, do you feel that he's all the way back?
Nope, he's not even half the way back. He's got to get them demons out his head from the knockout he suffered. They ain't gone yet. You can't be headbutting a man in the ring like 2 times trying to get out of the fight because you thought you could win.
Okay, but isn't Kiko just as capable? The Kiko that knocked out Kid Galahad in his last fight, is he not just as capable of doing that to Josh?
He's capable, but the difference is that Josh has already fought him before, so he doesn't have that set. He's already got a certain level of knowing what to expect and knowing sort of how to try and approach that fight. Yeah, he might have to be careful, but there's a blueprint there. He don't have the blueprint for Lara yet, and no one ain't done to him what Lara's done to him, and he owes that man a third fight.
O4G Media says that the whole panel's on Peds, goddammit, and he's right.
That's
He's
a lie.
right.
The only thing I've got in my system right now is
I've
COVID.
been taking shit for the last few months now. I give up.
Jules, do you know why the Andre Parker fight fell through?
Why?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. I thought.
I mean, I can guess, bro. Parker don't have no reason to gamble his shot on Andre for what? Remember, look, this is the thing. In that situation, Zach Parker. Zach Parker is in a position of power. He do not have to fight this dude. I asked Andre when I had him here, are you WBO super champion? Because if you are, then you can move up and become a mandatory off the bat. And I didn't get a straight answer. That kind of gave me the impression that, you know what, he don't have that status. See, Amanda Serrano has that, to where she can move to any weight and be a mandatory. I don't think that Andre has that.
So he can't cut Parker in his place in the line.
That's what I'm getting at. So in that situation, Zach Parker has the upper hand because he's the one in the pole position at 168 to become the mandatory. He's the one.
Wasn't that a score for an interim? That was a score for an interim belt, wasn't that?
I think so. So.
And who was the last Mando that at 168 that Canelo fought? Yildirim, right?
Yeah, but that was for the WBC.
So we don't even know who's next in line.
He hasn't satisfied. See, that's there's two things. One, the WBO has not named. Hold on, my son. Yo, chill out. First thing, the WBO hasn't named the mandatory challenger yet. That's one. And two, they haven't gotten the rotation down. They haven't. I haven't seen Canelo Yildirim wasn't a mandatory. He fought him for the vacant WBC title. He wasn't a mandatory. Canelo has not satisfied a mandatory at 168 yet. So that a lot of things.
No, Yildirim was a mandatory. Canelo fought Callum Smith for the vacant. It was Callum Smith for the WBC vacant.
No, matter of fact, yeah, you're right. I'm getting fucking old. I'm getting right.
Callum had the diamond belt. Callum had the silver or whatever belt to get the.
No, he had the diamond belt and the WBA super, but the
right.
Then he had the ring belt too.
So look, the next belt in the rotation that he won was the WBO. So the natural assumption is that the WBO is next in line because that's the second belt. That matter of fact, no, it ain't. The next one got to be the. It got to be the WBA. Yeah, it got to be the WBA and then the WBO and then the IBF.
I actually think, if I'm not mistaken, just in terms of timeline, the WBO is actually the next one due. They haven't had
Callum didn't fulfill one.
A mandatory with the WBO, who fought since the title went vacant before Saunders fought Shifa Isabi. So the last time the title was actually fought for in a mandatory was over 4 years ago, I think.
Wow, dog. And look, the rumor I heard, for those that missed it, is that Canelo's next fight is going to be on Showtime. Make it out what you will.
Let's go, Jamal.
Bro, like I said, I want you know what it is? It's not that I want him to fight Jamal. It's that I want people to see Jamal lose because I don't know what the fuck they think he's gonna do with Canelo. Like, what makes you think?
What does Canelo get out of fighting Jamal Charlo? Can you please?
He gets revenge. He gets revenge for the fallen Fernando Montiel. What do you think?
A payday.
If they got another $40 million to give him, fuck it, yo. I didn't even think they had it, but if they got it,
tell you what though,
if they got $40 million, rob those fuckers.
Jamal don't have a belt, so he's not gonna get what Caleb got.
No, he not. Why would he? Why would like, bro? You coming up? I got all the belts, bro. You get 5 up front, 5 and a high 5 and a high C, and maybe a million off the top. You're not a champion. This not a unification match. He got all the belts.
Give him 20 million. He still won't fight.
I mean, look. In all seriousness, I don't see what Jamal brings to that fight. That's the first thing. I literally like. What are you gonna do, bro?
Basic, bro. He don't do nothing great at all.
I don't even want to pay for that fight.
No, I'll pay for it just so that I could stream it live, right? And we could watch yet another narrative die by the wayside. That's the only appeal of that fight. As far as me wanting to see Canelo fight someone, it ain't none of them motherfuckers at 60 or 68. It's 75. Those is the guys that I actually want to see him fight. But for that, yeah, I'll pay for that. Why not?
I want to see him fight Lawrence Okoli.
Come on, dog. Come
who's
on.
Who's he gonna fight? Who's he gonna fight at heavyweight? That's my question.
Greatest, but like, man.
I'm like, look. This is why the
greatest is too busy calling out Jake Paul.
No, wait a minute. I gotta ask you guys a question, and I'm being serious. Mark, is Breeder stuck in Okoli? Just how do you feel about that?
Well, he did say that he wanted to fight Lawrence a while back. Since then, he's kind of gone quiet on it, and he's been calling Jake Paul out on TikTok every day, whilst throwing bowling balls at the ceiling and shit. So I don't really know what to think anymore. The way I see it is he's kind of distancing himself from the fight. I'm not saying he's ducking him yet, right? Because they need to make an offer, because there's been no official offer from either team, as far as I'm aware. Now, if there has been, you can correct me on that. I haven't seen an official offer yet.
I haven't even heard of an official offer yet, to be honest.
I've got some info on that story.
So I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I do think he's distancing himself a little bit. If that's the case, okay, fuck it, man. Let's get Lawrence Okoli versus Arsen Gulamarian.
Yeah, I'm with that shit. I like that fight.
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
base,
Not on my net.
base is Lawrence being ducked?
No, no. The reason why, there was an interview the other day. I don't know if you lot watched it. Callum Johnson did an interview. I think it was with IFL, and basically what he said was that obviously he's seen what Lawrence has kind of put in on social media, but him and Eddie haven't had any proper discussions about the actual. They've spoken about the fight, but in terms of like time and dates and stuff, they haven't really got around to yet. But Breedis has got another mandatory that's imminently about to be called, and because Lawrence is already.
How the fuck did that happen? He just had a man.
Opataya. Look, it's a young guy.
Jay Opataya. Fuck, I keep forgetting about it. I know who.
Because Lawrence has got another fight that he's scheduling for now. It wouldn't have been able to be done before the IBF mandatory got called. So Breedis is saying, well, look, I'll quite happy as soon as this mandatory is done, we can get it on. But obviously, it's gonna be on my terms because I'm the A side and I'm the Ring Magazine champ.
Mark, should we be worried that fight is tabbed to go down in Australia?
What fight is?
The Opataya fight.
If it's tabbed to go down in Australia, then we should be worried because it's going to push things back. Australia's completely locked the fuck down.
Are you sure? I just seen a fucking Paul Galen card go down over there. You sure?
Look, yeah, but that's all in-house Australia. Bro, I just seen Novak Djokovic get fucking, told, get the fuck away from our border, mate, without your vaccine. I don't know if Bradis has a vaccine.
At the airport.
Does Bradis have a vaccine? And we're talking Djokovic. Fuck Bradis here a second. Djokovic is worth millions.
Well, let's put. Look. Let's
Super
put it.
Chat has a very interesting question right there.
The question is: has Julius been chilling with Big Baby Miller? Yes, I have. And I'm on EPO, and I'm proud of that. I'm not gonna apologize for that.
I have a different question for you. Have you been chilling with Virginia Fuchs?
Not everybody gonna get that, dog. hey, but you know what? We don't tell.
Are you the reason she tested positive, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Okay, Jules, to that, I got another question. Like, if he was chilling with Big Baby Miller, was he really taking penis pills?
Oh, come on, dog. Who believe that shit? Who believe that? Who really take them check cash and place dick pills, B? Nobody. Come on, B. Come on, B. Real shit.
Julius.
How the fuck did he
Julius,
know about them though?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Julius,
Good.
stop it. Okolie is the truth. Motherfucker's gonna dodge. Okolie is gonna duck until Okolie moves to heavyweight. That's
Can I be honest? Can I be honest? I sense hesitation from Kel Sorlin. And the reason I sense hesitation is because immediately after the Artur Man fight, he said he was going to make an offer to bring the fight to Latvia. And if after all this time, all you have to say is we haven't had a serious discussion, bro, what the fuck happened to the offer you was talking about, bro? You said
Absolutely.
that shit.
Like,
That's different, Jay. You cannot hold the word of Cali Sauerland, right, to high levels of repute on a fight night. You know full well that geezer's coked out of his mind.
I mean, you just look at his face and you know he's gonna let you down.
Listen, that was the day after the fight. He was at the Coliseum shit and everything. He said, I'm inviting you to
Well, then I have a question for you. You seen him? This was after the fight, right? He was there. Was he still wearing the same suit from the night before?
No, he was wearing a trench coat. I couldn't tell what suit he had.
Wait, is that the guy with that creepy ass smile?
Who else can it be?
Shut the fuck up, Jay.
But I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Immediately after the Artur Man fight, this was either the day after or 2 days after, he put a call out there on his social media, and he said that he wanted to bring the fight to Latvia. All I'm saying is you can't do all that. Then after all this time, the most you have to say is, oh, we haven't had a real serious discussion about it. What happened to your call out? What happened to all of that? What happened to that energy?
Okay, I mean, wait. Okay, Sal, there's two of them, right? Do they both have creepy smiles, or is that just the one?
No, that's just Kel. Kel sniffs a lot of coke, bro. Like
Okay,
he
yeah,
sniffs a lot of fucking coke.
Cannot leave him
bro.
alone with an 8-ball.
You see, Kale's on cocaine, he says on downers.
Yeah. And you can see that on them too. Like you can see that on both of them. Like, but
They're proper drug fiends, bro.
hey, it's party time, dog. It's party
Bro,
time.
I've seen videos where Cali was pure gorning on the video, where his jaws like changing, his eyes are into the back of his mind. And he's like, yeah. He's looking like Jack Nicholson hitting over to the bitch in anger management. Like, go get it, Dave. Go get it.
More and more, Kel Sorlin's gum line is starting to approach his hairline. He's just gonna be a set of chompers after a while. Like, just gonna be for real. Like that dude's teeth is mad big, dog. Like I don't like. Why is your teeth so big, dog? Like, in any event, I maintain my original position that you cannot issue out a call out like that and then don't follow up on it. There has to be some kind of accountability. And after all this time, if all you have to say is you haven't had a serious discussion about it, I believe it's because you didn't want to have a serious discussion.
My apologies. They didn't say they said that they didn't sort of set out any terms that either of them were happy with at the time. So yeah. So they had discussions, but they didn't get down any terms that either side were happy with.
Just say it, Base. They fear the source. That's what it is. They're
I'm not
afraid of
saying
the source.
that.
Just say it. Just say it.
You can't ever get me to say that in Capricorn season. Sure.
So Wab, is Mavis Breedis ducking Lawrence Okolie?
I'm just doing my washing up. I have no flipping idea what you guys were talking about. But Okolie, I don't know why he's going up, man. Skip.
All right. Jay, you've heard everything we have to say about the situation. What is your impression of it?
I want to say Breedis isn't, because I think he's the top champ at cruiserweight currently. I want to say no, but I think he might be, because I mean, fighting Lawrence is a risk. I mean, he's been looking very dominant lately in the showings, especially when he beat. I mean, and it's like, I mean, But I mean, but I just if I was Lawrence, I hope the fight happens because if I was
Listen,
Lawrence,
I like Breedis.
yeah,
Breedis. He's my Capricorn brother. I
me
love
too.
him. But I didn't forget how he looked with Noel Gavor. I did not forget that.
Yep. Is he?
I
I
did,
think is he starting to slip a little bit? You think he's starting to?
bro, he ain't
Starting to get
motherfucking. Listen, he what he 38, 37 around there.
He'll be 37 this year.
He's coming
Yeah,
up
he's
to
37 this year.
37 in a
37.
couple weeks.
All right. Like I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just saying that, like, look, maybe.
I think Lawrence can get him. I think he probably can get him.
Why don't I see the energy from Breedis to Okoli? What I see from Breedis to Jake Paul? Explain it, bro. You got all day
Because
to
Jake
talk.
Paul's
Yeah,
got
because
money that
An extra
Okolie
zero.
ain't got for him.
Breedis is
Come on, Julius, you know what
Breedis
that
is
is.
looking for
What
the
you
back.
know, but you know you're not gonna get a Jake Paul fight. And when you don't show me that energy for Lawrence, you know what that tells me? You don't want Lawrence, bro.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I don't know.
Come on, Virtuoso. Is he ducking? Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, before I answer that question, I just want to address the people concerned on the chat. Like, yes, I am assisted by Thomas Hauser. I am getting my IV drips as we speak. Okay, leave me alone.
Leave him
But
alone.
yes.
It's a duck.
But
It's a
look,
duck, isn't it, Virtuoso? Just how does it sound, bro? How does it sound?
It has to be. It has to be. Like, come on. I'm like, dude, you're not saying anything. I mean, you talk all that trash about, you want to fight Canelo, but like, okay, but like, you're not mentioning Lawrence, man. Like, dude's on a come up, man, and it's like,
Thank you.
we want to see the best fight, the best, in the cruiserweight, man. We want to see some fireworks there, man.
Now, see, this is what I mean, right? And I don't want to just jump to conclusions, but I'm not jumping to conclusions when I say Mayris Breedis spent more time calling out Jake than he spent calling out Okoli. I think he spent more time calling out Canelo than he spent calling out Okoli. What does it mean, bro? What does it
He
mean?
wants money.
He wants.
I do
He's
too.
at
I
the
think he
last,
really
he's
believes
at
he
the
can
last
knock out
stage of his
Canelo, but
career.
like,
He
he wants
wants
that
extra
payday.
zeros that Okolie don't get him quite yet. That's what it
Oh,
means.
stop. Oh,
So it
come
doesn't
on.
mean he's not gonna fight him.
Base. All right, you got Arsene Goulamarian. You don't make shit fighting Arsene Goulamarian. You got Lunga Makabu. You don't make shit fighting Lunga Makabu. But don't tell me that Lawrence don't get you some bread, bro. He gets you some bread.
No, he gets you some bread, but compared to Canelo and Jake Paul.
But you're not gonna get bread from fights you're not gonna have. Canelo not gonna fight you. We all know that. Like, we know that.
In his
Jake Paul
mind,
don't even know who he is, man.
In his mind, he thinks he's got the status to get that.
Leo,
Julius, look,
Leo, is he ducking? That's what I want to know. Is he ducking, Leo?
Look, this is what's going to happen. Breedis is gonna sit with Lawrence and try to negotiate with a fight with Lawrence Okoli, and he's gonna ask for 10 million. And that fight is not gonna happen.
He gonna pull a key. He gonna pull a Keith Thurman.
Now you know what is going to happen. Now listen. You know why I'm with Leo on this? I don't believe the fight is going to happen. I don't even know that they're ever going to sit down because Matchroom already went as far. Matchroom already went as far as adding Goulamarian versus Igorov as the co-main to Lawrence's next fight. So what does that tell you?
Oh,
that tells me I'm gonna enjoy that fucking card.
Me too. It tells me that too. But aside from that,
hopefully they both win so they can fight each other.
Well, listen. They both been inactive.
They're set up a fucking Okoli Goulamarian fight.
Listen. There you go. Now I'm gonna be real. Goulamarian
or Igorov.
Neither one of them motherfuckers have fought in a long time, so they on even playing field because they both been very inactive. But regardless of that, if you have that fight as the co-main to Lawrence's next fight, you know what time it is. He's gonna fight the winner, regardless of who it is. So also, I don't see the Breeders fight happening. That's what I'm saying.
I think I'm just saying this because. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do think if Igorov were to beat Goulamarian, I do think that's actually the biggest money fight for Lawrence.
Really?
Because Igorov is backed by Ryabinski. Igorov got Ryabinski money.
Do you think? Now look at the fight. Look at Arsene Goulamarian. Fun fighter to watch. Igorov. Who's going to win that fight, Mark?
I've been favoring Igorov for a while. I like Gulamarian, don't get me wrong. I just think he can be outboxed by somebody like Igorov. Like, he is fun, but he also knows how to change it up and change the pace pretty well. So
Let's talk corners. Unless I'm mistaken, Gulamarian has Abel Sanchez. Who is in Igorov's corner?
one of those Russian dudes who just be with a lot of those Russian dudes.
No, a Russian dude. Okay. Well, I don't. It's an interesting situation, but the situation in and of itself characterizes to me that Breedis is not. He may never fight Okoli. I'm sorry to say. I'm being serious.
I can agree. He may not.
Quack. I'm just being real. I'm just being real.
Can I just say that what's his name? Isaac Chamberlain dealt with Prasovich in a much quicker and devastating fashion than Okoli did. So maybe
who beat Isaac Chamberlain? Who beat Isaac Chamberlain though?
Who wrestled him? Who wrestled him?
Stop this.
Nah, who wrestled Okoli, bro? Let's not act like Isaac didn't engage like 90% of those clinches. Let's not pretend.
Stop this. Let's stop this. All right, we're better than this. All right. All I'm saying is Breedis is the man to beat at cruiserweight. I think we all agree on that. And I would have expected more enthusiasm because there's never been this much money at cruiserweight, outside of the World Boxing Super Series. You get money fighting Lawrence Okoli. They're not going to pay you peanuts to fight that dude. You going to get money. And I don't really see you going after that money. I don't. Looks like a quack to me.
You're getting seven. I think Breedis and Okoli, if they fought each other, they both get seven figures. I don't know exactly what, but I think they both get seven figures.
It's Mark. Is $3 million for Maris Breedis a far-fetched number for that fight? $3 million.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
You don't think he gets? All right. What about $2? You think he can make $2 for that fight?
I think if it's 50-50, I think the overall purse will probably be about 3.5 to 4 million. So 1.75 to 2 million.
I'm just saying. The most bang for your buck fight at cruiserweight, besides calling out YouTubers, is Lawrence Okoli. You'll get money fighting that dude. Let's not be dumb.
How much has he been paid
Good.
before?
I don't think
right.
Jay, what I'm saying though, hear me out on this, Jay, is I don't think the same amount of money is there for Makabu. I don't think there's a 3.5-4 million purse at Makabu Okoli. Same with Gulamari and Okoli. Same with Cieslik Okoli. I think they kind of in a way need each other because people know Breedis as one of the dudes who gave Usyk one of the hardest fights of his career, maybe the hardest. They know how good he is based off of the Dorticus fight. I know we brought up Noel Gavur, but that fight was afterwards. He has a very strong resume himself, and he's fought practically everybody. And he's gone up to heavyweight and knocked out the all-time great Manuel Charr.
That is true. Manuel Charr.
Before he became Mahmoud.
WBA champion in recess.
Stripped of the recess status.
With a juice box at recess. On that note, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I am going to go take a piss. See you on the next live.
All right, catch you later.
Peace out.
Peace out.